Hey guys, welcome to Surf and Show. I'm Noel Salas, and today's surfboard review is on the Evil Twin by Lost Surfboards. Now we're stoked to have Nate Yeomans join us again. Nate, we're stoked to have you here, and you're always welcome on our show because I love surfing with you, and these boards are a blast, so welcome to the show.
Thanks, yeah, it's good to be back. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to start with, obviously we're reviewing the Evil Twin, but these are a couple of the other boards that are on my radar. And what I see from you guys for 2019 from Lost, from my perspective, it just looks like you guys are having a lot of fun.
I think you nailed it, yeah. With the lineup we have going into summer, it's all about just fun, easy, fast. Where I'm at personally, I got 3 kids, so when I go to the beach, I got shovels, buckets, boogie boards,
sure.
Softboards, and it's rad. What Matt put together is all these boards you can take down on any given day. They paddle great. They glide, they're stable and really fast, and yeah, uber fun is what's on the radar for 2019.
Epic. So what we have here is we have the MR California Twin.
Yep.
I'll be doing that review. I haven't received those yet, but that review's coming for the summer. And then this is the Rad Ripper, right? Both of these are Rad Rippers here. And I've seen you out on this board. Looks like you're having a blast too, so I'm excited to be doing reviews on that board also.
I've gotten probably 4 or 5 people that model off of either surfing and showing it to them, or that thing they just look at and go, wow, that looks like a board I had in '87 or something. And all of them have said, man, this board is insane. Just like I said, it paddles flat, glide, and just fun, really cool board for an array of conditions.
Epic. Hey guys, this is going to be a really fun review, so sit back, get your favorite drink, and enjoy the show. So Nate, before we dive into the attributes on the board, let me cover some basic stuff. Obviously for me, the Evil Twin, what is really unique about it is it's what's going on in the tail and all the different options with fins. But some basic things that make this board super fast from my perspective is it has low entry, low exit, relatively flat board, right? There are some things I feel like Matt did in the tail that make it turn nice and tight in the pocket. And for me, it had that performance vibe to it.
Yep.
The other thing I want to mention is that it's got kind of a fuller rail because it has a flat deck, and the rail is relatively soft and forgiving.
Yep.
But I can still get it to bite. It's not so boxy that I can't penetrate even with the speed that it's going. I felt like I had the traction both in the pocket and off the bottom. Would you agree, or how'd it feel for you there on the rail?
You nailed all the features. That was spot on. I liked being that it's a shorter board, that the volume extended out to the rail, so you get that just ease and glide, and for me it paddled extremely well. Like I had a couple of people like, what is that? I was like paddling into it, like putting my hand on my nose, like waiting for the board or the wave to stand up.
Right.
But I think that was due to the amount of foam that's carried out into the rail. And overall, I was surprised how much the high performance realm tied into the way I was riding it with the fin setup.
Sure.
I like best. We can get into that more. But with the tail pulled in and the low rocker, at first when I saw the board, I was never in the single fin era, so I never rode single fins.
Me too.
And I saw, I went on YouTube and looked at like old videos. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like I kind of started going like, how am I going to ride this board? How do these guys ride this boards? So that's a really cool, unique, I think, addition to just always thruster high performance. For me, I went into watching those videos, and then I kind of went out to surf with those images in mind of like how those guys, and it was fun to have a new approach on the wave.
Sure. Now, as we look at the board from this angle, you were mentioning something about the rails. Why don't you tell me or tell us what it is about the rail, and then as we go into the tail design, some of your thoughts.
Yeah, so I was mentioning kind of from the deck looking down, and then when you flip it over, it's got two almost opposite outlines. On the top, it's really straight. And when you turn it over, it's got this E-wing. But on the top, that straight line is going to create speed and glide, and just the board's going to have speed to burn pretty much off the get-go. The negative is if you don't break that, it's just going to go that way, and it's going to be hard for it to pivot or break its line. And then you're not going to get what Matt does so well, that high performance element.
Sure.
So on the bottom with the E-wings, if you want to flip it over, and you could see the difference. Instead of that straight rail line, by this E-wing that he put into it, it allows the tail and surface area to be pulled in, which is going to help this board pivot a lot quicker than the top half being really straight. And this rail, this E-wing, creates rocker in the rail, and that also helps the board pivot. So instead of just going down the line, pointing and shooting, which a single fin will naturally do, you get a little bit of break. And then with the twin fin, I felt like it really kicked into gear. So really cool options from a board that it's the same board, and you can mix up the fins, and with the tail and the E-wing and all put together, you get a lot of different feels out of the same board.
Sure. For me, when I had my foot all the way back on the back kick, and my foot's basically on this part back, right up, I mean, the board would do whatever. I could go vertical. I got great response. The board felt very responsive when I wanted to sink the tail and do the turns I was looking for. And actually super playful, and it really didn't matter if I was riding as a twin fin or a 2+1 setup.
Yeah, I think it's a great way. I know Matt's made these E-wings for Japan for boards specifically designed for over there, which most times kind of lackluster waves. It's a way to create that speed and then reduce surface area to create, when there is a section, it has a lot of hold, and you could, the board for me too, it kind of just went anywhere. Like the twin fin, I was blown away how much you could actually put your weight into it, and it pushed back and it turned tighty in the pocket. And I was overall, after the first session, like, whoa, this thing's got something magical going on here.
Yeah, for sure. So Nate, you kind of talked a little bit about, what's cool about the board, the different fin options and that kind of stuff. For me, when I first got the board, and I've never ridden a single fin before, so it was kind of cool knowing that I'm going to ride a single fin for the first time. But I didn't start there because I was a little bit nervous, right?
Yeah.
Just to be honest with you. So where I went right off the bat was a 2+1 setup. I grabbed the T1s, which this fin's just, I haven't put in a board and not liked it. It's just a really good go-to 2+1 setup. I think most guys will really like this fin. And then it comes with, correct me if I'm wrong, it comes with this +1 trailer, so you can add it to any twin fin set that you have.
Yeah, that's really cool about this board is Matt worked with Futures, and they designed this fin, which comes with the board, and that fin, which comes with the board. So essentially you have two separate fins for the single fin box. Now it's up to the customer or consumer to put in whatever twin fins they want.
Sure.
But you do get the single fin, and then you get a trailer fin that fits the single fin box.
Okay.
And Matt helped design these. This is 6.5, which is a little smaller for the single fins from what I've gathered, but I liked it. I liked it pretty far back. And then the trailer fin, that was by far, the twin with the trailer was my favorite way to ride this board.
So we talked about basically single fin 2+1 option, and that's what makes this board so unique for me, is the different options, the different fin setups, the different feel.
Yeah.
Right? And running 2+1 is where I started, just to get a feel for the board, not get too radical, right, for me. And then I went right to a twin fin. So where I started was, I went with the Almeric keels. This is a huge fin. It's got a lot of surface area. Waves are overhead. These held in really good for me. And it's surface area, but there's a lot of rake, and I could still pivot it real well. So this fin went super good. And I came in and put in the Aquila IPA, and this gave me performance in the pocket, and it just was doing what I wanted to do a little bit faster than maybe the Almeric keel. Still had good control. So these were my These, the Almakeil and the Aquila Ipa with no trailer or anything to pivot off of, this board was my favorite as a twin fin.
Rad. Yeah, I would say the same. I think also on this board, this thing is like the Swiss Army knife of surfboards. I mean, I didn't even dive into some of the fin options you can do. You could do the single fin, you can do the twin fin, you twin fin with the trailer, single fin with side bites, and you could ultimately ride it as just a thruster if you just are like hardcore thruster guy and that's just the feel you like. So for one board to be able to try so many different things, it really makes it super unique from what's out there. And it's really fun if that's your cup of tea to try all these different fins and dissect maybe certain waves or maybe just the same day trying different stuff and get a different feel. And then ultimately, I think we both seem to sing. I liked with the trailer, but the twin with the trailer was the best for me. And I put the trailer all the way back and it lowers where I like to kind of hold the line. That kind of goes against what a twin fin itself would do. So that little trailer just gave a little bit more stability. And I just felt like I could figure eight and it didn't break too much.
Right.
Where most of the time a twin fin would break at one point and like a nice long point break. I like to be able to hold that turn. Mm-hmm. And then the single fin went way more into that realm. And I think for kids, which I see them every time, down there, especially airs, throwing the fins, single fin, I think for a kid would really, it's almost like taking a step backwards and learning the basics again and slowing things down and drawing your turn out. And I didn't ride it too much, but I definitely felt that. And it was kind of cool to, instead of always just trying to rip, you're like, okay, I'm gonna slow it down, draw my turn out, stay over my board.
Sure.
For me, I was like, Tom Curran's always been the guru of style.
Mm-hmm.
I'm goofy foot, but I thought like, okay, get lower, slow down. And that's, depending on your mood, it's a cool way to like, I'm feeling cruisy, throwing the single fin in.
Yeah, and so when I had only ridden it as a single fin one time, it was kind of like these little lefts. I did one turn, just for me, it felt a lot slower than the twin fin or a thruster. It was a little bit stiff, because I don't have soul or cruise in me.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like that Grom that needs to settle down and maybe watch a YouTube video and learn how to ride a single fin. So just my experience is, when you don't come from the single fin era and I've never ridden one before, what I want to do is just throw the fins in there and do what I do. And that's just probably not the right approach, but that's what happened. But then I saw you riding the single fin, and I saw you getting like 180 air reverse and doing some weird stuff. So you
saw that? I was pumped
so
on
you
that.
kind of inspired me a little bit to like, man, Nate's ripping on the single fin, and I kind of want to shove a single fin back in there and give it a go and spend a little bit of time on it. I think that's what it takes with any board or any setup, is just, are you willing to put the time in? So Nate, we're talking about all these different fin options, the fun that we had on it. For me, it's like, where do you fit being a rep, going to all the shops? This thing's been on the rack for a little while. What does it look like from your perspective, like beginner all the way to expert? We'll love this board, unlimited options, 1 to 6 foot. Where does it land for you, and your thoughts on that?
I think it ties into the whole lineup that we have. It's fun, it's easy to ride, flat rocker, pretty straight rail line. It's going to create speed. Summertime's usually a little bit lackluster. So this board, from beginners, it's going to have the stability, to experts, it's going to have speed, and you're able to perform on the board. And I wouldn't take it to a full out, heavy wave, but California, beach break, summertime, 1 to 5 foot, I think it really fits really well in that.
Sure.
And then, as we keep saying, that with the fin options, you can just get such a cool, unique feel from this board.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's review on the Lost Evil Twin. Stoked, Nate, to have you on board, breaking down the Evil Twin for me. And from the looks of 2019 with Lost, this is going to be a fun summer.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Thanks for having me, first of all. Evil Twin, hopefully we gave you something here and you could walk away and go, man, that thing looks really rad. The whole lineup's fun. You get out of the water with a smile on your face. And yeah, thanks for having me.
That's what it's all about. Hey guys, if you like the show, subscribe. You can also find us at surfandshow.com. And a special shout out thanks to the folks at Lost for sending these boards down for review. Until next time, see you in the water. Bye-bye.